Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck.
Fantastic. There we go.
I'm touching myself.
Mr. Hoofy's here. I'm definitely touching myself now that Mr. Hoofy is here. Yeah, you know, nothing. I'm listening. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on in my head. Okay, it's the music. It's the music. The background music. I don't even remember it. Hey, what's up? Yes. Well, I forgot to go in and make sure the correct audio was selected. Or mic. Drail's in the house. We've got Rosa, thank you. Rob would stop by real quick. Mr. Hoofy, of course, always good to see you. And I'm so happy to see Hoofy up and going again. Hey, guys. What's up, Dennis? We are back. We are back. Well, for those who may not be aware that I moved. And it may be abundantly clear that my studio is just bare. Just bare. Is my audio sounding okay? As far as, is it echoey? Is there any reverb? Do I sound terrible? Hopefully the effects are still working, and the noise gates and all that stuff. I have a fan now that goes above my head. It's a lot brighter room. The paint is a little bit of a lighter color. So that's gonna change. That's gonna change. We're gonna see what happens. Tara may call here in a minute. If she does not read the text and calls anyway, then I may do a be right back. Wow, where should I start? Well, hell, if it sounds good on a TV. Where should I start? Well, we did this in like record time. We started this process on June 2nd to move. Did for sale by owner. Well, not for sale by owner, but for sale as is. to a company owned by the folks who actually built the house 30 years ago. So, you know, I wasn't expecting market value, and I had an idea of how much I wanted to get for it. As is, I knew there was work that was going to need to be done. So even if we went with a realtor and that route, it probably would end up getting the same amount of money, because the house was, you know, I don't want to say, you know, it wasn't in bad shape. It was in good shape, but, you know, we were making small improvements, but, you know, it still had some updates that it needed, you know. So
I am a cop, and you will respect my authority.
Sean, what's up? Sean has been like itching. I mean, messages like every other day of, when are you streaming? 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 I needs my Grim. So here I am. Oh, Grim nap your ass, yeah. So, all right, so old house was going to need some updates and stuff, and instead of pouring money into it to try to get it up to where we could make the money we wanted, which I think we would have broke even on it, really. I think we would have ended up getting the same amount of money either way. So I am happy that we went with the as is. We got the money we wanted out of it. So the next the next hurdle was finding a house. Well, and we had a date, right? I mean, we started this process on June 2nd. We were going to have a window between July 20 or June 26th to July 14th to get moved. So, you know, starting June 2nd to, you know, break started on June 26th. So I managed to schedule a mover to come pick up things that first week, that first week of July. And between June 2nd and then we worked with a realtor down here in Florida and with Tara's aunt who lives in the area. And we found a couple houses within our price range. We managed to secure the mortgage. And I mean, everything managed to just amazingly fall into place. And I cannot tell you, I got to do some good posts, but I can't tell you, Lynn Breedwood, who is the realtor that we used in this area, was a fucking champion. A champion. You know, we looked for the houses. She would come out to them and look at them. And then we had our Aunt Shelley, Tara's aunt, come and look at the final two. But I mean, Lynn just did a good job of just really being patient with us and through stress and everything. And we were able to find the house that we liked, you know, from a company, a builder in this area. And there were several houses they were building in this area, and it has the right paint scheme. I mean, I got to edit some videos and then put them up so that people can see. You know, we got the house all packed up in time for the movers. The movers came. The movers did a phenomenal job. What was the name of the movers? Why am I forgetting things? Oh, it's because I'm old. I gotta find it now. No, that's yeah. Well, there's some, I got some stories for you. I got some stories. Just you wait. Joyce Van Lines. That's who it was. They're out of Indy. But they have a route between there and Fort Myers. So the same guy that he had a team up there. The guy who drove my stuff down here had was the same guy that loaded it. So Otis, great guy. My house makes weird noises, and I think it's the ice maker. I haven't figured that out yet. But everything made it. We had like some minor scratches and dings on a few things, but nothing, no broken stuff. Everything made it in one piece. And we packed up, and as soon as the movers packed up everything, I packed up a rental van from Enterprise. I got like a Chrysler Pacifica, and a Pacifica, where all the seats fold down, and man, that was one of the best things, because I loaded the studio because I had all the big furniture in the studio that went to the movers, but I had that small desk, which is now over here. It used to be over here. I took that apart and then packed all the computers and the monitors and just the things to be able to set up really quickly once I got here. And we loaded up Tara's car and we drove, and made it one piece, no problem. Hey, I'm never doing that again, though. I'm never driving that kind of move again. It was, I hate rush hour traffic on the highways. But we made it. The hotel we stayed at was terrible. It was it looked good on Expedia, and it was like 170. And I got there, and it's like a $60 motel. So I put in my review on that. Was like, that wasn't worth 170. But we got down here. We stayed one night with her Aunt Shelley. We actually the next day came out and it wasn't a Motel 6, but it was, I can't remember what it was, but it was terrible. And so the next day we kind of came out and drove around the neighborhood in here. And funny thing is, we came up to the house and we're walking around outside, and there's an electrical box. Electrical box at the entry. Good Lord, electrical box on the entry. In the doorway, the front porch, a little electrical box. And because all the outlets have electric, are encased in a box. And we open it up, there's a key. The key to our house sitting in the electrical box. And then the neighbor across the street, because we've got one neighbor across the street and one neighbor to our right as you're looking out the front door to the right. Both fantastic people. None of them, they're not natives. Like across the street, they're from Michigan, and then the neighbors on the side of us are both from New Jersey. No kids, so we're like, yes, no kids. But they're like, yeah, we all been in your house. All of us have been in your house because they leave the key there, so everybody when they know it's new construction, they'll go check it out. So that's fine. But we were able to kind of take a look inside, you know, and it was like, you know, really not. I mean, it was nice. There's, you know, it's a new build. There's a little bit of a, you know, what I call, you know, I think what happens is, like with new builds, they get it done, but they don't do a lot of the spit and polish. You know, because there's a few places where the paint's kind of, you know, needs some touch up. It's all tile floor, so there's grout swipes, you know, everywhere. We're in Florida, bugs fucking galore, but we have a service now, a pest control service, and so once they got here and did their thing, it's like the bugs immediately cut down. But it's Florida. I mean, that's the one thing the one thing we keep talking about right now is it's Florida. You know, driving is a little bit different here in Florida. Nature's a little bit different here in Florida. I'm kind of we're both used to. We've been here before, but you know, it's just, you know, living in Indiana so long, it's like, you know. So next day we come in, we sign for the house, you know, we close, and so we just spend one night well, I would say we I gotta talk to Tara because now I can't even remember. We spent maybe one night sleeping on Jay. I'm going Grim. Jay. I'm doing good because, you know, we moved to Florida. So I'm telling the tale of moving to Florida. And we only had to sleep like a couple nights on the blow-up mattress that we borrowed from her Aunt Shelly, because the movers, they said we could be here on Saturday. And I was like, yes. Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine, man. I hope everything's going well with you. We're gearing back up with the streaming, and hopefully I can be around more in other streams. Ziborn! How you doing, man? It's the inaugural stream in the new house down in Florida. So I still need to set up. I mean, I to continue my story. Now that we're moved and all right, we only had to spend like 2 nights on the blow up mattress, and the movers came, got the stuff moved in, and like I said, the movers, when they got, I mean, some minor dings and scratches here and there, nothing that made me go, God damn, they suck. I mean, they did a really good job with the move. Came in and set everything up. We went ahead and got a couple estimates on a fence, and we got a fence put in. Do I have pictures of that fence? Not fence, Facebook. Let me see. There's. There we go. I put some in Discord. Okay. see if this works. Come on. Pop it. There you go. Yeah, that's the new fence. Actually, this is kind of when they were installing it, but this is what it looks like. It's kind of a bittersweet kind of thing because I kind of like being able to see there's nothing in their back lot. There's a house over here, you know, and a house over here, but there's nothing in this back lot. And so we were seeing like raccoons and armadillos, and there was a gopher turtle that, you know, we saw, and a cat that used to come visit but hasn't visited since then. But it came in when the neighbors were gone, right? The neighbors were went on vacation, and I was afraid when they got back and they saw the fence that they'd be mad, but they both like it. So the ones that they live on this side over here, yeah. And our neighbors across the street, they're gone too. They had a big old RV, so they're gone too. But they've seen the fence and they love it. So we had the fence put in. I also had gutters put in. Now, when the fence was being put in, a little bit of a glitchy snafu. You know, when you have stuff installed like this, there's 811, the service that comes out and is supposed to like mark the lines, like where your power lines are, any buried cables. Well, on the day of installation, the fence company sends me a message that 811 will be out in the next few days. And I'm like, but they're out here installing the fence now. And she says, well, I guess there was some way to look online if there were any conflicts, like if the 811 comes out and says there's no conflicts or something like that. So I'm like, okay, as long as your guys are good. And I'm sitting in this very seat, and usually I have the window over here. There's a window, right? I got a window over here, and I had it open, and so I could see people going back up with the fence guys. And I see a guy in the yellow vest and everything go by, and I was like, "Is that the 811 dude?" And I go out, and sure enough, I find him on the corner, back by all the power stuff, and I said, yeah, I they told me you had already been out, or there was something they checked, and he says, no, I said, we're backed up on jobs, and I just got out here. I was like, well, as you can see, they're almost done, and they haven't hit anything yet, so I guess we're good. He said, but do what you got to do. No sooner I got back into this chair to continue working, my internet goes out. Which that's a whole nother story. So my internet goes out, and so I go back to him and I say, yep, my internet just went out. And he says, oh yeah? I said, you don't think anything messing with the box did that? He's like, it shouldn't have. And so I come back and I go around to this side where the gate, and all the installers are standing around looking at the ground at the two wires sticking out of the ground where they cut my internet fiber line when they were putting in one of the gate posts. Me and the quantum fiber install tech, we're best buddies because he's been out to the house 3 times. Because not only did the first time they came out, the one guy came out and installed the line, and he installed it over on the garage side, which is where I wanted it, because it's where I figured, the best place would be next to the electrical box on that side. But apparently the best place to put it is where your actual equipment is going to sit, like your modem and your because they have that. You know how they usually do like a one device system where you have your modem, and your modem usually has a built-in network, right? A built-in hub. Well, they don't do that anymore. At least Quantum Fiber doesn't. You have your modem, then they hook it into a wireless router. Why they do that, I don't know. Maybe so that, you know, because they were tired of having to replace, if your modem went out or your router went out, they'd have to replace the whole thing. But anyway, long story short, the install tech came and he's like, yeah, this is a terrible place for it. I'm going to have to run another line. So he did. He ran another line, which I don't know if you could see it on this picture. Maybe we can. Here. There's where he marked it, the cable, because they had just buried it that week too. So this is the second cable they came out and just buried it. So the tech had come out and ran that line, not the fiber installer, but the inside tech ran that new line. And so my equipment is actually over here because he drilled into this side of the house. He drilled into this side of the house. There it is, like right there. I think that's the router, the wireless router. So he, because the thing about it is, this is my studio. This is it, So, it's not going anywhere. And he put plenty of line, right? He put plenty of line so that if I wanted to take that and then put it on this side somewhere, I can move it and no problem. So, the internet comes in the house on this wall over here. Well, that's the thing. I didn't find out that I had Cat 6. I got Cat 6 in the house. The problem is they didn't run it to every room. They ran it to just on the other side of this wall is the kitchen. So right there is where a Cat 5 cable is, with that, I guess would be and a phone. They put a phone jack in, but I went and bought an Ethernet jack for it. In the living room is another jack, Ethernet port, and then in the bedroom is an Ethernet port. But they didn't hook them up along with the like the coax cable, for regular cable. They didn't hook them up to the actual jacks. See, that's another option, right? But see, they didn't hook up any of those jacks. But all of this goes to the garage, right? All the coax and the Cat 5 all terminate in the garage. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to install a jack over here, probably down low, like where you usually do it. That and then in the garage, I'm gonna put a patch panel. And then get one of those, not a big network kind of, whatever you call those enclosures. What do you call them? Chronic, what's happening? What do you call those enclosures? I can't remember what we call those enclosures. You know, I mean, there are media enclosures for like TVs and stuff, but this is. I guess that's what it is. Structured media enclosure. These things, right? Come on, internet. Why you know Linky? But you know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Hoofy! Hoofy! Come here. Come here. Give me the hugs. Give me the hugs. Oh my. Ouch. Oh goodness. Well, that was a shame. It's good to see you back. I don't, okay. I think I'm oversaturated. I'm oversaturated, I think. I need to work on my colors on the camera, so. What? Oh, her stream ended. Yuri! Everybody, Yuri made a move too, so well, it'll be great to hear about how that went. But all right, so yeah. I need one of these. I don't need a big one. I want a small one. That's what she said. FedEx tucked up or fucked up? Drail says my new place internet drops every 45. How is that going, by the way? I mean, you're all moved in and other than your internet issues, I bet everything else is going good. My new place internet drops every 45 minutes for 5 seconds. It's a new line from the pole to the house as well. No problems at old place because they replaced the node. Ah, got you. So I don't need a big enclosure, you know, because I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put a patch panel in it. So I just need something like this, right? And I'm going to put this in the garage. There you go, you know. I'm going to put this in the garage and then put a patch panel in it. And bring all and that's where all the internet, that looks terrible. Oh my. That's where all the cables come in. So like this picture here, I just gotta pull the cables in and then put a patch panel. Like and I only need like, because I'm gonna run the cables run from here to the garage. That's gonna provide the internet to the rest of the other panels. What's up, Jim? Hope you guys are getting settled well. I'm just telling the story of what's going on with the house. But okay, so all right. So I finally got internet back, right? After 3 fiber lines being laid and then and one being cut. I got the fence in. Now, we also had some gutters put in. Now, that for whatever reason, they only put gutters like around the back of the house and on one side. Something about the septic, because we're on septic, by the way. We're on city water, but we're on septic. So I went ahead and got a quote from a company to put gutters around the front of the house because we had some issues with the entryway. One of our steps, right? You know, we got the bottom step, and then there's the ground. So this middle step would get water that would pool. Now it wouldn't last. It would. What does the septic have to do? I think like with the drain field, it kind of moves water into the drain field to help. Which is the drain field is basically it's like an buried tubes that you got the. If you're familiar with the way septic works, because I'm not super familiar, but I know that, you're going to have a couple chambers and, you flush your toilet and all your solids will, sink to the bottom and heavy fluids and stuff will kind of get skimmed somehow. And then it flows into then there you go. That's probably what it's doing. It's trying to keep it helps the water to flow from behind the house more towards the front. You are probably right. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with the inner workings of a septic. I need to get more familiar with it, but yeah, your water, water runoff goes into another chamber that goes into like the drain field, which then again also lets the natural ground, filter out, stuff. Right? That makes sense. But anyway, and that's one of the only frustrating things about this whole process is that we've got the house plans and we've got like the survey and everything. They've given us all the stuff for like the appliances in-house, but I was like, what kind of septic system do we have? Like, because there's various categories. Now on the plans it says Cat 3, a Cat 3 septic system. So I looked that up, and it's like it's sort of like a kind of a 3-chamber thing. I could be mistaken. And I think we only have like I could go look. I have the yeah, not Cat 5e septic, but it's a category 3 a category 3 septic. But let me look. Let me go look at this real quick. That ain't it. Hold on here. Yeah, 900 gallon Cat 3 septic tank. So I know that it's just really hard, but the green, green is the drain field. You know, our septic is right here. So it's a 900 gallon Cat 3 septic. Hopefully that gives you an idea. But anyway, the gutters. Hey, let's go back. I'll go back to. Let's go back to. All right. I don't know if you could. Let me zoom in. All right. So. Garage. We have a 3-car garage. 3-car garage. If you see the AC right here, right? AC under the 3.3. So, you know, this is out into the yard. The first time it rained really hard, water comes under the wall into the garage. Not a bunch, but it looks like this area around the AC needs to be graded a little bit more. The entry, there was no gutters around. Well, basically, the only gutters were like from here and around here. So around from this 5.0 right here around to this 10.0, the 10-foot mark. That was the only place that they had gutters on the house. And that's typical of the new builds around here. So yeah, water leak under the wall in the garage foundation. It does seem weird. So there was no gutters around here. So we had them install. Well, I had a gutter guy come out, and the plan was to from where this red line is right here, if you can see it, this red line, basically where the gutter ends, run gutter all the way around the front. And I was not going to worry about the south side. This is the south side of the house. I wasn't going to worry about that because there's nothing. There's just a vacant lot there. But I didn't want water pooling up on my entry, and I was hoping it would kind of fix this issue here, which it has some. The problem is the installers came out and they put gutters on this side. They started here and started putting the gutter up on this side of the house around to the front. And by the time I realized what they did, because I went out and I was like, you guys didn't need it. And they don't speak English. They're all, I mean, down here, most of the installers you talk to, people hire non-English speaking workers. So using iPhone translation, I told them, was like, you guys didn't need to, that didn't need to be installed. And it was like, and they were like, well, now that we put it up, might as well leave it, Well, I ended up calling the, the sales company, the salesperson too, and saying, hey, they goofed and they installed a big run here. Now, if you need to take it down, that's fine. But I just want to make sure that, when they take it down, it, any holes they put in, brackets and screws and all that kind of stuff, that they put in, that they make sure to repair. It's, do some sort of repair job on that. Long story short, they finished the job and they left. And then it rained that night. And I come out and find that the gutter, what they did was, they ended up connecting it back here to the back gutter also, but they only, and put a downspout up here in the front, but they only ran brackets like a quarter of the way. They did not put in more brackets from like this black line 55, where this black line here, all the way to the back, and water just pooled in it because it wasn't being supported. So the weight, so I've got this, I come out and the gutter is hanging halfway off the side of my house. I'm like, what the fuck? Plus there was a few places like, in the seams where water's just coming out of the seam. Right? They didn't seal it good enough. So I called the sales guy again. He said, well, call the, cause it's under warranty. I mean, they have a warranty for it. So I called, went online and went to their, support and put in a ticket, and they sent somebody out the next day, and he fixed it. But I got that whole run of gutter on that one side of the house for free. They didn't, I said, they said, well, it's already up, it's a freebie, I just wish that the original installers would have, finished the actual job of doing it. But they sent another guy out who was, he did speak English, and he put the rest of the brackets on, and he put extra sealant in the seams that I said were leaking, and it's been perfect ever since. So they came out and took care of the situation, and I appreciated that. And the fence, even though the fence guys cut the cable, the tech was able to come out the next day and put a new line in. I'm waiting for it to be buried. It's been a week. they got to come out and bury it. But at least you know, he ran it so it's outside the fence, the fiber line, so it's outside the fence. So they got to bury it outside, so that you know, that's fine. The good thing is that my lawn guy can get the gates are wide enough. I was kind of scared that the gate might not be wide enough for the lawn guy. Yeah, it is. It's just, and I'm not even done. So, you know, I hurt my back, you know, that first week because Tara wanted to, you know, clean under the bed, and after everything was already set up, and you know, my fault for not suggesting we do a good cleaning before. Diddy, Jim, my man, I feel for you, because I started, you know, we moved the bed a little bit, and she said we need to move it more, so I bent down and started to pick it up, and I bent wrong, felt a pop, and I was like, yep, I'm fucked. And sure enough, that night, I mean, I could not stand. I could not stand at all without Tara helping me up and down off the couch. It was fucking painful. I probably should have went to the doctor. But the problem is my health insurance is still based out of Indiana, and there's no providers down here. And the reason it's still based out of Indiana is because I haven't switched it yet, because my kid's also on it, and I'm trying, and she's supposed to be getting her own, and you know, I wouldn't plan on hurting my back. I'm better now. It's way better now. I can, you know, you know, get up and down, no problem. I just have to be careful moving fast and bending over, and you know, it's gonna be about a couple more weeks, and I should be back. And then I'm gonna start doing some back strength exercises, and you know, the whole plan is to get into shape. But anyway, that's put a real damper on trying to unpack boxes and move things. So that's one of the reasons my studio is not put together, is because, you know, Restream is slow, but Kick Chat is going good. All right, so I hurt my back. Tara was supposed to start like a couple Fridays ago, but somehow like some paperwork or a background check was taking longer than expected, so she had to be put off for another week. But she did go to work Monday, or last Friday was her first day. And then why they did it on a Friday, I don't know. And then so Monday, 3 weeks there or 2 weeks there? What do you mean? It's the 8th today, so good God, right? Okay. We've been here about a month now. We got here, officially moved in the house on the 10th. That's when we took possession. So 1, 2, 3. We're in our 4th full week this week. This is our 4th full week. So she was supposed to start the 25th. She was supposed to start the 25th, but something happened to where the paperwork, so she had to wait a whole another week. and went into work on the 1st. Monday, her first day back, after the weekend, we actually, Sunday, we finally got out to the beach. We went out to the beach this past Sunday, and that was a mistake, because it was walking on that sand, and that long drive just killed my back. And so most of this week I've been almost like back to square one, it seems, when it comes to my back. But it was fun because we got to see some manatees, and we saw a guy catch a little bonnet shark off the shore, and we just walked, we just walked on the beach. We didn't stay out there, but then Monday she goes to work and her car breaks down. The car broke down on her way to work, and we only have one car. We only have one car. Now, because the thing about our next big project is a screened-in. Let me show. I can go back to the Facebook, the Book of Faces, as someone calls it. Okay, so right, this is the fence, right? Okay, we're gonna build we want a paver patio, right, of paver stones. We don't want to do concrete here, but we want to build a paver, or have built a paver patio 17 by 17, and then we're gonna get an enclosure, like a try to find one. A good picture of kind of what we're thinking. Screened. What's up, Ernesto? Have you been by the creator? What do we call it? David's firing up the. Here, this is a good picture. This is kind of what we want. Do they have something? I don't see it. Ernesto, the Nomad Geeks. David's firing back up the. We want to do a paver patio. I keep like switching gear. Oh yeah. Basically something like this on the back of the house. Have any other? Anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? Here we go. All right. We want something like this. Basically here, right? About a 17 by 17. Our first estimate we got was 18 grand. But, you know, since since we had the car, you know, the car repair, which was about $3,300, because it needed something with the spark plugs, right? The spark plugs weren't bad, but the coils, at least one of them, was bad because it was getting a cylinder 4 misfire diagnostic error. And then they looked, and the catalytic converter was also given a diagnostic error, and they looked at that, and that was falling apart. So we had to have the coils and the diagnostic and the catalytic converter replaced. We then had them, you know, flush the coolant and the brake lines, which hadn't been done for a while. Car drives really well now. The thing was, it was like it cost. And then we had to had 2 lift. You know, she had to get a lift. You know, a ride. You know, a lift to work from Lyft, and I took a Lyft to get a rental. And I had rented it for the whole week just in case, but they took it to the Kia. It had to be towed, so it was towed to the Kia dealership, and they were able to fix it in one day. So I only had a 2-day rental, so that's good. That was only about $70. So, and you know, we were really worried it was going to be a real serious engine problem that, you know, they would have had to, you know, 5 to 10 grand on that. I was going to be like, fuck. But now it's like we're switching our priorities from getting this screened-in patio to a second vehicle. And I'm looking at a Ford F-150 or a Toyota Tundra. All right, I want to finish up a thumb real quick. All right, now let me finish this thumb. I got this, let's see. Yeah, we're thinking, you know, that patio, paver patio with an enclosure. And then patio paver with an enclosure. Maybe we're also contemplating on the front a storm door on the front, or a lot of people will screen in the the steps. The aluminum closure would do that, like a pool cage. You just tell them you want a pool cage, but they're not cheap these days because, I mean, you know, with all the tariffs and shit. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna get this uploaded where it needs to go. Right. Oh, all right. While I'm over here, let's okay, so another issue is, okay, this is a file save. Let me save this before I start going hog wild with shit. Whole house generated. See, the guy that lived behind us in up there in Indiana, he had one. All right, so you see this picture right here. This is our counter. This is our kitchen counter on the island. This is one of the reasons we moved into this house, is because we loved the kitchen counters. They are nice. The problem is, you see where the blue tape is? These are there are defects. You might be able to see it here. All right, here. Can you see? Right here. It's cracked. There's a crack. It right here. It runs all the way to there. Now, we didn't notice it when we noticed this one, but there's another crack here. There's where this blue tape is, there's a crack here, and another kind of crack there. Over here, there's another crack here. we noticed these on the 10th. And that's why they're marked, because the project manager was out there and we walked through to do what's called a punch list of things that needed to be addressed. Cluffy! Joseph! How are you, Joseph? I miss you. We need to get settled. Once we get settled, we need to start, really ramping up some communicating and do some bro time. All right. So there are cracks in our countertops. Now these countertops, this granite countertops, are one of the reasons we wanted this house. Because there were 3 other houses on the same floor plan on other streets, but we loved these countertops. Their countertops were okay, but we loved these. This great because it's throughout the house. Both bathrooms have this style, and this is, on the back wall, along, everywhere. So the project manager said he would get a hold of the granite guy and let him know about it, and we should be hearing from him. Week goes by, we don't hear shit. Now, the listing agent lady, who came in when we did the close and everything, had nice write up of all the phone numbers of all the vendors, right, or contractors who do this sort of stuff, like the granite guys on there, the tile guys on there, paint guys on there. And she says, any issues you have with the house, because we have a 1-year warranty with the house. It's 1 year. They will cover the cost of anything that needs to be fixed, replaced, as long as it's not, determined to be something that we did that caused it. So, for example, a good example is the fan in the bedroom. Well, we've got fans in every room. We got a fan in the living room. There's a fan here, here. There's a fan in the other room. There's a fan even on the back lanai, and a fan in the bedroom. The fans in these 2 rooms and in the living room all have lights in them. And in fact, the only light for the 2 bedrooms is the fan light. Whereas the living room has recessed lighting throughout. It's all recessed lighting. And then there's a light in the fan, right? Same thing in the bedroom. There's recessed lighting in the bedroom, in the master bedroom, and then there's the fan and the light in the fan. In every other room, you can turn on the light with one switch and the fan with another switch. There's 2 switches. In the living room, the switch turns on. You could turn on just the recessed lighting with one switch, the light and the fan with with the second switch, and then the fan. They're all on separate switches. The bedroom, 2 switches, but only one of them was connected to anything, and it turned on everything. It turned on all the recessed lights, it turned on the light in the fan, and it turned on the fan. So if you wanted the fan on, you had to turn every light on in the room. So and the shower, it's a new house. The shower We have it's a walk-in shower. We have walk-in showers. We don't have we don't have a tub, but you see the tile floors. You see the tile floors. Our showers is the same tile. We like it. I mean, it looks modern. We love it. There's no doors. There's no. It's you walk in and you don't have to close the door or anything. In the master bathroom, there's a bench. They have a bench seat. But when we started using the shower, it would sit there and make this weird noise. And that doesn't even do it justice. But it was a squeaking noise. And it was like there was air in the line. For 2 days, it was like that. It was like it would go. You know, and it was like, so I got a hold of the too many cracks in the marble. Yes, this is correct. So got a hold of the project manager and said, all right, there's a problem with the fan, the lights and the fan in the bedroom, and it's something is going on with the shower. Do you want me to go ahead and contact the plumber and the electrician on the list? And you know, because that's who the Diana, the sales listing agent who works for the builder, said, you know, try to get a hold of those people first. If you can't get a hold of them, get a hold of Luke, the project manager. And if he's not answering your back, then get a hold of me. So I called the electrician, I called the plumber. Electrician got back with me, called me back, scheduled a time to come out. They fixed the problem, no problem. Great guy. He's the guy I found out that we had actual Cat 6. He actually went through, because, you know, when he fixed that, says, do you guys do networking? You know, install network cabling, because I want to run. He's like, well, this should have it, because, you know, he's the one that does their electrical. And so, you know, we went to the garage and pulled out the panels, and he started pulling them out, and sure enough, there it is. You know, I was like, cool. But he rewired. He brought a stack, because he brought a stack switch. So we now have like a big rocker switch and then a stack switch beside each other. Instead of him trying to create a bigger hole to put a 3 switch, he just removed the one single switch and put a stack switch on it, and it looks good. So, plumber guy never called me back, but the good thing about that is that it has it was air in the lines, and it stopped doing that. But the shower, the flow is terrible, and I'm pretty sure it's because, you know, I haven't taken the shower heads off yet, but I'm pretty sure it's because they still have the limiters in the shower heads. Plus, the shower, you know, it's about a 2 to 3 inch step down into the shower, because it has a nice stone floor. It's not the tile floor like I was showing you. It's a stonework. It's actual, you know, where you have these individual flat, you know, stones that is grouted. It's kind of hard on my feet a bit, but, you know, we're going to get a shower mat of some kind. But, I mean, it looks amazing. But because you step down, the shower head is like 5 inches higher, and it almost, you know. So what we're gonna do is get a new shower head that has, you know, the main shower head, and then it has one of those handle things that you can on the, you know, that you can, you know, with the flexible, you know, the flexible tubing that you can, you know, use, plus an extender. One of these things that, you know, when you unscrew it, it can move the shower head up and down or out a bit, you know, so that it has a bit more range, so she can pull it down closer to her, you know. But that shower is one of my favorite things because, I mean, I want to see a naked lady. I just got to walk in the bathroom when she's showering because ain't no door. It's a wonderful thing. But yeah, I mean, other than these things, oh, the granite. Back to the granite. Other than those things, I mean, you know, we've got the fence, you know, going. But all right, so with the granite, I called the granite guy, but his voicemail one week was full. So I ended up texting Luke, the project manager, who didn't get back to me. And then the next week, you know, last week I then tried the granite guy again. I got his voicemail, but he didn't call me back. So our realtor came down to you know, check on us and told her about the granite. She ended up emailing the you know, the listing agent or you know, and who works for the actual builder, who then, you know, told us that Luke was basically out of the country visiting folks, so that's fine. I get it. And then she would contact Rodrigo, who's the granite guy. And I was kind of perturbed at first, right? I was kind of like, you know, I don't feel like we're getting good customer service after paying, you know, flopping down over 150 grand for a house, you know, that's just for half of the house, right? That's the down payment. I didn't feel like we were getting good customer service at all. I felt like, you know, they were just ready to unload this house because the housing market here it's going down the tubes because people aren't buying houses down here. Builders are having to you know, lower their prices. Some of them are abandoning their builds. It's kind of tough down here. So I mean, on the flip side, we got a really good deal on this house. So she got a hold of the granite guy, and then he texted back, and he came out yesterday. He came out yesterday to look, and immediately he's like, yeah, we'll replace this. And he's from Brazil, and it's his company, and he does the granite for all this builder who in the area. So he said, yeah, we'll replace it. And he was like, I was like, well, will I be able to? Can I come look and or he said the problem is we don't have this slab of granite anymore. We don't have any more of this. He says, but we have some that should match. And of course, I'm like, ugh. I was like, is it possible to come see it? And it's like, yeah, you know, if you want to come out, you know. I said, can you come out this afternoon? I said, I don't have a car. I don't have a car, and so I said I could come out tomorrow. I said I just got to take my girlfriend to work and move my because I was going to stream earlier today. I hear you guys snoring out there. Jesus, wake up. I was going to stream at 10 today, but he was like, well, I can come by tomorrow and pick you up and take you out there. Which I was like, are you sure? I was like, you know, he's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, all right. He said, how about 9 o'clock? I was like, that works for me. So immediately, now I'm feeling better because he was, willing. He off the bat, he's like, yeah, we'll replace it. This is a manufacturer defect in the cracks, and all his stuff is sitting outside, right? So there's some that if it's sitting outside and it's got these defects, that it causes it to turn yellow, the cracks to turn yellow. So, but I'm sure he could take this back and chop it down, for backsplashes and stuff like that, or trim. But he came and picked me up today in his Tesla. His self-driving Tesla. And we looked at the granite, and here, you can give me your opinion. This is our current granite, and these are the pieces I looked at today. Now, the thing about it is you can't tell it, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to tell unless they are right up close. But there's a little bit of green in the granite here. Like there's this little green. Oops. It's hard to see it unless you get up really close. There's a little bit of these kind of green. These are actually green when you look at them. And this one has more gray in it. Okay, shut up. But I think, and this one's a little bit, it seems darker, but I think it's because I was out in the sun, and when the light hits this just right, this stuff looks a lot darker. So I think, they could do this part, part of it, take this part, and it would match really well with I'll pull up some other. That's all right. I think they're pretty close. It's pretty close. The grain is at least the same, right? It has similar grain, so. This is the other piece. This has a little bit more veiny, I guess. It has more of these gray facets in it, so I wish I would have got wider shots, because I think like down on this side it's less. There's less of this veininess, but I think there are sections that they could definitely, you know, that it matches a lot better. So plus they had a few more. Trying to see if I got any other. This is the granite on the, you know, on the other side. Now there was a crack here, and this was not like a defect. It looks like this right here was a piece that broke off, and they did a repair job on it. And I'm like, I was gonna say, yeah, we need to replace that too, but really, it's, you know, while we can see it, and I don't think it's like, I think it's fine. I just don't want this, because it's a stove, right? You have the stove is right here, so on the other side there's granite also. You know, I think if the island granite like this is this, it would be less noticeable that they don't exactly match than if they were like sitting right next to each other, I guess. At least that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And that's this is the counter on the other side of the stove. And we have it's those yellow light. It looks yellow only because of it's weird because they put two different types of lights everywhere. It's like our pendant lights above the you know, above the island, or that blue daylight lighting is the blue daylight lighting, but all the recess lighting is the yellow, you know, warm. So and the recess lighting is that newer lighting, right? It's that newer lighting, not where you put in a bulb, right? It's like, it's not a bulb that you twist in, but you pull it down, and then it's got a little connector in there and then you got to unclip the light, and the whole thing, right, including the plastic rim, that whole thing is the light bulb. So I feel like I want to go around and replace all of that with the daylight looking ones. But I don't know how much that would cost, right? I do know how much that would cost. I want to say yes. Overall, we are. trying to find yeah, like when I talk to the realtor here about, you know, when I'm complaining about stuff, I go we are 90, you know, 95 to 98% happy with everything. We love the location, we love our neighbors. You know, there's just it's a new build. Like I would say, it's a new build, right? It's a new build. Double styro. You're funny. You're funny. You're funny. Big Mike. Look. Tell Obama he can keep Big Mike. All right. He married her, or him. I'm sorry she changed her name to Michelle, but I mean, you know, when you look like a man, you look like a man. So, you know. So you just, you know, Obama won you. Obama won you. It's funny. He should have never. Were you hitting Ellen too? I mean, she moved out of the country. But all right, so man, you were just a whore dog, weren't you? Everybody sucking your shit. It's too bad you had to pay everybody to do it, though. That's the problem. You probably still are paying for it too. Yeah, I get it. This time from like Geezer Ullman. You ever see that Basketball Diaries? So yeah, it's these kind of recessed lights that have the plug-in. I don't think when I pulled one down, it wasn't I didn't see the like the traditional. It was more like this, right? It had a clip on it, but that's not the light. I'd love to get these kind, but man, $353. Whew, that is not cheap. It's not cheap like Double Styro. He's cheap, or she. I don't know. My mom even thought he was cheap. He couldn't satisfy her either. She gave him plenty of chances, but she felt sorry for him. But it's these kind of lights, but it has different clips on it. And so I'm assuming that this is up in, you know, behind the whatchamacallit. There's the housing, and then you just unclip that, and I would like the colored lights. Anyway. Still got me as Evansville. I don't want Evansville. our lighting looks pretty cool. I do like the lighting they put in the dining room and the what you would call it, the pendant lighting over the island. It looks pretty good. But again, Joseph, yeah, we are really, really happy with the house, and we're just happy to be down in Florida. And I just wish I hadn't hurt my back, and we could have got to go out and do stuff more before she had to go back to work. But you know, stuff happens. But we'll get there. But here's the thing: we don't have to wait to go on vacation, because we can go on vacation like every weekend. I think we could actually like take there's a ferry that goes, I think, from Punta Gorda or from Fort Myers. Oh, it's about an hour north. We're about an hour or so south of Tampa, and then about an hour north of Fort Myers. And we're like, going west to the Gulf. We're like 15 minutes drive to the Gulf, and less a drive over to the Myakka River to go kayaking. So we like the area. It's a growing area, but it's not going to grow that fast at the moment. So yeah. Am I coming in stereo, or am I coming in on one side? Okay. Because Mike's only showing me like one. David the other day was like, I'm only hearing you out of one ear. So. But what else? What else can I talk about with what's happening? Still going strong with Redacted. Of course, David's got the over in Thailand, so and he's doing the. To me, it's like, okay, it's Nomad Geeks, but it's kind of the same thing that. How do I put this? Oh, here's kind of how our lighting looks. Although ours has it's brushed nickel. Do they have the brushed nickel option? I don't see if they do or not. But yeah, we're doing ramping up, kind of wanting to help people with doing content creation as digital nomads, or which is kind of cool. So yeah, so definitely need to find or get another vehicle. And we were hoping to wait about 3 months. After kind of we got kind of a, through a couple billing cycles to see, what an average, what our home expenses will be. It's a good idea though, Joseph. I am definitely going to do the whole look into buying it through my business. But what weather-wise, I've lived in Florida before, so it is a drastic difference. But like I said, I grew up in Florida. I grew up kind of in hot and more warmer weather, like I've lived in Texas, lived in South Carolina, lived up on the Panhandle here. Was stationed in the Philippines for 2 years. I didn't know you were in Georgia. To be fair, there's a few people in Georgia, friends in Georgia that, I didn't stop to see anybody. We left from Indiana, southern Indiana, drove through to Nimmy. We drove through Indiana and stopped at Marietta. Stopped in Marietta, or actually the little college town that's around that same area. Stayed overnight, and then tried to get up early enough to where we could try to beat morning rush traffic through Atlanta. We didn't. I don't know. I don't think it was Georgia State University. At least what I saw on the map. Kennesaw. Is that where Georgia State University is? Yes. Because we came down on 75, right? We came down on 75 and stayed at the Sleep Inn Suites at Kennesaw State, and I would not recommend that hotel to anybody. We should have stayed at we should have went down to Marietta. And stayed at a Holiday Inn or something. I didn't even like staying there that one night. It was terrible. You said, is the wife happy? I don't have a wife yet. Well, I mean, I've had two wives. But Tara is my girlfriend at the moment. I plan on changing that now that we're down here and getting all settled in. So stay tuned for that. I've got this great idea. I got this great idea on how to, propose. Hopefully she's not watching. But yeah, I was sitting in the car while she's going into Starbucks, and I got an idea of the way to propose to her, which I'm going to do. So, I just gotta get the logistics together, then figure out where, and figure out how to stream it. There is some irony of living down where I'm at, in that Brooksville, Florida. Okay, I see where that. Yeah, that's north of us, for sure. There is I have an acquaintance that used to work at the TV station up where we worked when I worked at the TV station up in Evansville. She was an anchor reporter, and she left there and then worked at the TV station down in Tampa, and she now runs. She does YouTube. She does YouTube and does adventures and stuff. Like, she's very active and outdoorsy, but she owns a kayak rental up in Port Richey. Salty Dog Kayak Rentals in Warner Boyce Salt Springs State Park. Are you sure she's well, she'll need to find another boyfriend if she's not okay with it. Because that's what I do. I think she'll be fine. Because I already told her, I said, when we do get married, what we will stream it so that all our friends and relatives that aren't here can be a part of it. So yeah, we'll definitely going to stream it. We just need to get a bunch of other administrative stuff out of the way, like getting a driver's license. Making it official that we are residents here. But I'm telling you, the place, the place we've got a house at, I think it's just there you go. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I got friends overseas. I mean, you know, obviously, Nemi and Xanthi. I want them to be able to, you know, be a part of it and witness it, you know, as well as, you know, Joseph, you over there in California. You know, I'd love Clayton and Natalie and, you know, David and Philip to be able to, you know, be a part of it, as well as like her mom, my kid, you know, possibly her daughter Megan. I don't know. Not to talk about drama or anything, but it's like, you know, we haven't heard from her and had contact with her for months, so who knows. My kid's still planning to go to Canada, but things are a bit you know, not sure if it's going to happen when she wants or not. Her visa, the proposal is done mostly in private. You obviously are not aware of American tradition. People propose on the jumbotrons at concerts and sports events, and you know, they'll do these surprise things where they say, oh, we're gonna go have dinner, you know, at a restaurant, and all of a sudden, you know, all your family's there and your friends, and you're wondering why, and then, you know, all of a sudden he gets down on one knee. So, you know, it's almost as bad as a gender reveal. Am I right? You Yankees, am I right? Almost bad as a gender reveal. No, I saw one where a guy was trying to invite a girl to prom, and he did this thing where he put signs up all along the road and drove down, and the girl started like, you know, oh my God, look at this. Somebody, you know, wanting to, you know, trying to invite, and yeah. Was it like that? Oh, you guys want to see something cool? Hold on. I haven't even unwrapped this yet, but so I think I posted it on Facebook, and maybe put it on Twitter. But Tara, the other day when she was out and about shopping, she found this cool thing. Ain't that cool? That's so cool. I like it. I really like it. I'm going to put it up somewhere. We got all kinds of stuff like that we're just going to geek out this house, really. Really, that's what we're going to do. But yeah, Nimi, I mean, they make a spectacle of it around here, you know. But you know, my kid's still working on her, trying to get her visa. They haven't got back to her, and she's supposed to start school in January. She's got a bit of time, but she's moving with friends, into friends that live in Canada up there. So you know, she's still got to do that. You know, and I'd rather do it when it's warm than try to do it when it, and then when it's winter time, right? So, but she's gotten a part-time job. She's going to get another job down there because I'm not paying for anything anymore. She's got to pay her own way. So, I mean, if there's an emergency, I'll help out. But it's like, she's got a college degree. I encouraged her to like, hey, get out and start working. Don't worry about going back to school just yet. But she's an adult now, so I'd let her make her own decisions, and she's got to live with the good and the bad of those decisions, just like I do up here, down here. But I do miss midnight. I miss midnight. Which it was her dog, but and she's had to have somebody foster it while she's still, because they won't let her have it. Still won't let her have it at the house. So luckily she's got somebody to foster midnight, and she goes and visits her all the time. So, but we are planning on getting a couple of dogs, again, after things kind of settle. What happened to what's his face? Double Styro, come on. Did he even follow? He didn't even follow. Maybe me and Xanthi could actually come over to the States to attend your wedding. Well, that would be so much fun. But yeah, that is the thing of having an autistic kid living at home. If you wait 4 to 5 years, I'll be there. But otherwise, a stream wedding is great too. I mean, if I had 4 to 5 years to wait, I would. But I think she's ready. I think she's ready. I think everybody's kind of figuring I've waited long enough. No, but seriously, it'd be fucking awesome if you guys could come. But I of course totally understand the situation. But like I was saying, we love the area that we moved to. The house, I think we made the right choice. It's a growing. What can if I find a solution for it, it would be awesome if we could come over. Yeah. Make sure you coordinate with Xanthi. Real good. Maybe you guys get a discount, a discount rate on plane tickets. So the area we live in is kind of like I don't want to say it is a retirement community, but it is a lot of folks who their kids are grown, or they've moved from other states, right? It's a boating community. Because like I said, we are less than a mile, or about less than a mile from the Myakka State Forest, or at least one of one of the state forests. No, I think it is part of the big state forest. Oh, okay. So there's a Myakka State Forest, then there's a Myakka State Park. Myakka River, right? And there's Lake Myakka. So we are like right next to basically a very large part of the Myakka River. So we got the state park on one side and the river on the other side. And like I said, we are very close to the Gulf. Gasparilla Sound and Charlotte Harbor are real close. There's all kinds of just places to do nature stuff around here. The place we went kayaking the last few times when we came down on vacation is where's the tundra? There's the tundra. There it is. Okay. Like the two times we came down vacation and went kayaking is 18 minutes from our house. So I'm really happy about that because, you know, but there are lots of other places to go to put in to go kayaking, you know, up along there's an basically there's this, it's called Inglewood Beach, and it's a Minnesota Key, which is a big island chain that has what's called there's Placida Harbor, Kettle Harbor. There's all kinds of like intercoastal waterways. You know, just really, really close. Lemon Bay, Aquatic Preserve. Just, you know, there's like Inglewood, and there's a Venice and Venice Beach, and I mean Sarasota, you know, all those places. Tons of places to go do, you know, that sort of stuff. So I think we picked the right place, and we picked the right place that's not going to develop a lot commercially in our little housing area or community area. I don't think it's going to, you know, it's just far enough to where it doesn't feel like you're in the city. In gators, yes, there are gators in various parts of those waters, yeah. But there are also manatee and dolphins and the thing about the gators is that they do a good job of keeping the gators out of those areas that people live in, okay, and relocate them to, you know, like the park, the big state, the Mayaca River State Park. There's lots of gators in the state park, but there are no houses. There's no communities in the state park. But they'll relocate nuisance gators. I have not seen a gator yet in any of the waterways where we're at. That doesn't mean there aren't any. It just means I haven't seen any ones that look like they're going to be a nuisance. The nuisances. I heard there was a big python or some snake issue getting out of. Yet Burmese pythons is an invasive species, and they want you to kill them suckers if you see them. Same thing with iguanas. Same thing with the iguanas. Reward? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that maybe they are paying a reward, but you know. They just might. They just might give rewards. I don't know. I know they're supposed to have a black bear hunt here soon. I've not come across any bears. Well, there you go. Maybe I'll participate. Maybe I'll participate. Yeah, have not seen a rattlesnake yet. There was a dead snake in the road I saw today that was thoroughly flattened by cars running over it. So All right, so I mean, without even any color correction, I've kind of taken snippets of the two granites that we would like to. Do you have the Elgato Facecam 4K? No. Hold on. I just have the full, the HD one. Okay, so this is a picture of the countertop, and I've taken snippets of the other. Sort of leaning towards, you know, that. Well, actually this. Yeah. We're gonna go out and look at it again. Hey Joseph, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you later. We'll catch up with you. Why did I then ask for his there we go. I want to say we definitely went farther. Oh yeah, man, that's Northport. Is he in Northport? Swear to God, there's gremlins. Artistic edge granite. Okay. Permanently closed. Does that mean he moved? Well, we're gonna spend some time trying to find the place that I just went to. I should ask for a business card. I was not thinking. Permanently closed there. Why would it be permanently closed there? We definitely didn't go that way. We went. I think that is it. Okay, maybe this is it. Yeah, this is it. All right. Alpha. Yeah. Alpha Granite Group. Yeah, this is it. All right. And they open on Saturday. Let's see. Oh. Yeah, 9 to 1. We can go tomorrow. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll wait till tomorrow. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking for... Granite guy. So I think I'm gonna try to take Tara by there this evening. See, that's Alpha Granite Group right there. Huh. Sushi, maybe? They have ramen? No. Midori, sushi, and hibachi. Huh. I have no idea of what you are doing. Well, I'm thinking, like, you know, Tara was at work, so when I went out to look at it, I had looked at it by myself. So I'd like her to be able to see the slabs. So I'm thinking, you know, I thought maybe tonight we would go, but you know, we could wait till the morning. I'll wait till she calls. Xanthi! How are you guys? I mean, it's good that I am streaming so that I can say hi to my two favorite streaming partners. Who disappeared?
Do or do not.
Who disappeared? Do I have a studio? Yes. I mean, this is it, right? It's just not put together. Did she get me back yet? Yeah, Nimi's offline. Yeah, so you'll have to go back and watch the replay of like all the trials and tribulations. Well, I'll tell you. I'll say it again. All right. For you, Xanthi, I will retell the tale of our adventures in moving to Florida. I gotta say, I do not want to do this again. Ever. Sounds like the normal situation, doesn't it? Oh, I forgot to tell everybody about the story about the mail. All right, so the overall, I should really not complain about things, Xanthi. I mean, it was tough. It had its stresses. It had its stresses. We got everything packed up, and the movers were able to get it, and we got down here. In one piece. In one piece. We only had a couple of nights. We only had a couple of nights where we had to sleep on the floor because the movers got down here. The movers got down here within days, so we didn't have to wait long for the furniture. Closing went smooth. There's some things with the house that need to be addressed, but they're nothing major. We got gutters put on the house, and that had a bit of a glitch, but overall the glitch ended in our favor, to where we got more gutter than we paid for. We got a fence put in, even though they cut my fiber line, because they didn't wait on the Nemi, do you hear me? Did Nemi refresh? Well, luckily I was only out for like half a day because the tech came out the next morning. Because when they cut it, I just called the support line and they sent a tech out to lay the line out, again for the third time. And I was back up and running. So far, the internet has been flawless. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm glad she sees me. We're starting to worry that you were going blind. The one issue that has come up, though, well, okay. I'm finally getting mail because apparently my house was not listed in the U.S. Post Office database yet, or the local county database for addresses. But today I got a big stack of mail. And, I've been trying to rectify that for a week, and it's been hard to get a hold of people. Scarf, what's happening over there on the Twitch? I'm doing good now, kinda. I mean, I'm just talking, just chatting about my recent move from the Midwest down to Florida, and I haven't been streaming for almost a month, so I'm trying to get back in the saddle. Yeah, that happens sometimes, Nemi. But my mail is finally starting to come through. It is a long way. It is a long way. And that's the purpose. Right? Tired of snow. Tired of the snow. It can be, but you got to be able to put up with large bugs, oppressive heat, and bad drivers. And sand in your crotch when you go to the beach. But yeah, so the internet's working, but they got to come and bury the line again. But, they got the fence put in. They got the gutters up. Tara's car broke down on Monday, Xanthi. So we had that unexpected issue pop up. So we are kind of rearranging our priorities now to get a second vehicle sooner than I had planned, because we really didn't need one since I'm working from home. Since I work from home, we didn't really need one, and but now I think it's better to have one in case, you know, we have vehicle problems. They do have lift in the area, so it wasn't that bad. You know, I was able to get a lift to a rental company to get a car temporarily, and Tara was able to get a lift to work, and we got the car repaired, so it's back up and running. We have an issue with our granite countertop. This is our granite countertop. Oop, let me go here. Our granite countertop. If you see these blue pieces of tape, they mark where there are cracks. And if you could see right here, there's a crack that runs all the way up here. Now it is according to the granite guy, it's a defect, but it's a defect. And these marks are just, I was showing something else, but where you see these lines at, those are cracks. You can't see those, but they're like, you can see like this one. When you see them in person, they have this kind of yellowish tint to them. So we had to call we have a warranty, 1-year warranty on the house. So we called the granite guy, and the granite guy came out and he said he would replace it. So he came out today and picked me up. Granite guy starring Jim Carrey. He came by and picked me up and took me out to his shop because we needed it. What he said was he didn't have this type available anymore, which kind of scared me because I was like, well, you know, I don't want two different looking granite countertops because you know, this is the same countertops by the stove as that, right? And in the bathroom it's all the same. And this is the one reason why we chose this house, because we love the granite countertops. But it's hard to see here, but let me, like, right along here is a crack. I know it's hard to see. But he came and got me today and took me out to his shop, and we looked at a couple of possible replacement slabs. And this is one. And then this is one. Now, there's a slight difference in it in that this countertop has a little bit of a greenish kind of flecks in it, like this area here. There's a little bit of green, right? It's got some green in it. These other ones don't have the green. They have more of, like, you know, kind of these gray facets or brown. I don't think people are going to really notice. Unless they're looking real close. But it has sparkles in it. Stream close up! I see which is no, not nope. Alligator Alcatraz is not necessarily near me. It is not. There are alligators, but like this one. This one has these kind of gray kind of facets. I kind of like this. Yeah, this one, but like. So here's the countertop, and then I took little snippets, and I don't think people are really going to be able to tell much of a difference. This might be a little bit lighter gray, but I think it's because of the sun, the lighting. The pictures I took were more in direct sunlight, which really hits, the darker edges and brings the darkness out of it. But I think it'll work. You like all black? The all black countertops? That would be interesting. I bet you Xanthi likes the all black countertops too, dripping with blood. I was saying before that I have a plan. I have a plan to propose an idea that I want to do. I just got to pull off the logistics, set the logistics up. I need to, plan out where. I need to plan out how I'm going to be able to stream it. I need to obtain certain items that are going to, be the big reveal. She doesn't watch the stream. She's at work. And she would not take the time to go back and watch. And then I talked about, Nimi was surprised that I would do it in public. That I would somehow make a big deal of it. The wedding, yes, but like the proposal, I guess maybe things are done different over in Sweden, but like, here it's like in America. I mean, proposals are like gender reveals. I mean, people get propose at concerts, at sporting events. They plan big, surprises at restaurants with the family. They sneak the family in and everything, They do it out on the beach or whatever. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. You know, Yuri was here earlier. Yuri was here. Hoofy was here. A bunch of people stopped by. But anyway, Xanthi, Nimi was like, you know, she was like, you and her should get plane tickets and come over here for the wedding. Which, you know, we weren't going to do a big, you know, wedding. To tell you the truth, we weren't doing like a big wedding. We're not, I mean, we were going to do an online wedding though, for sure. And stream it. Set up cameras, you know, in the living room, and we don't care. We will crush your wedding. Crash. You will crash my wedding. You'll be wedding crashers. I will crush your wedding. Just as long as you don't crash the honeymoon. I don't think Tara's into that. Hey, how is Henrik doing, by the way? I have been remiss in asking. How is he doing? I mean, how's the family? Everybody's family. I mean, Nimi's, and you know, Nimi, how's your family doing? How's Henrik? How's Nils? Good. Well, I'm glad. Tell him I'm glad to hear it. My back is better, by the way. I hurt my back to where I basically almost couldn't get up and down and walk. Hello, Mickey. Good. Glad Mickey's doing good. Glad you're doing good, Nimi. You're doing good. I'm going to guess because you've been quite talkative, so that's good. Hope Elvita is doing really good too. Tara's doing. I mean, we're both doing good. You know, it's just, you know, there's just a lot of stuff going on. I mean, you know, we're still trying to. We want to get into the groove of having a good routine going, and we're getting there. We're getting there. And not sleeping. Yeah, and I'm you know, I'm hoping. I think by next week my back should be well enough to where I can really put some effort into getting the studio. I need to paint. These walls are way brighter than I thought they were. So my lights, I mean, I've got one light, just one light setup. one light setup, and man, it is on its lowest setting. It's on its lowest setting, and yeah, I need to get these walls darker so that it dampens the light a bit, so that I can put my, other LED lighting up. Because damn, I don't want to be this bright. But yeah, we'll need to get studio set up, and then back to doing Friday streams, gaming streams. I need to get back to streaming. You do my regular streaming, but got all things that are going on with Redacted. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like, the mosquitoes are not as bad where I'm at. But you're in the cabin by the lake. I mean, I don't remember. I forgot how big the American cockroaches are, and we have them here in the house. Now, the pest control, we've got a pest control company that, has come in and takes care of it. So it's cut down, but I mean, not going to visit now? Okay. All right. Well, it's getting bright out. I guess the sun was... They're not as bad. The pest control folks have done a really good job. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The one thing about this fence that we put in, it is like a huge... It's like a huge, huge reflector, light reflector. And we even got the two-tone fence, right? So it's not all white, but man... Well, the ones that we've encountered here are, they're only... All right, only about that big. Okay. Now, when I lived up in Niceville, up on the Panhandle, they were, and they flew. Reddish. It's the reddish color here. The ones that we have in the that have been in the house, they're not. They don't fly. They're probably juvenile. But like I said, we've got not that big, and again, we've seen less and less of them, and they're usually only in the master bath. Now we've seen some smaller ones, but again, they keep becoming less and less because we've had the pest control, and they do the outside and they did the inside, and they come. It's a service that I can, if I, like right now, I can call if I see too many bugs, they'll come out and spray again. They'll come out and spray again. But they do we cover the holes with nets. They will come out and spray the affected area, but 4 times a month they come out and do a whole house spraying, and inside and out. They'll do that 4 times a year. Not going, that's okay. I don't want you to suffer through, the torture of. You'll have a heart attack. I'll be sitting somewhere and I'll hear this. And it'll be Tara who's just saw one. Nimmy, they don't have much of anything left after I get done with them when I find them. They don't have much of anything. A head, a body, because I go after them with extreme prejudice. Extreme prejudice. April, good to see ya. Jay's back. Cool. April, I haven't seen you in a few days. Everything okay? You doing good? We're talking about cockroaches. Oh, okay. So you were pretty much in bed. Gotcha. All right. That makes sense. Well, I do hope you're doing better. Well, we're having a conversation about cockroaches because I moved to Florida. I've made the move. And, there are a lot more types of bugs down here than there are up where I used to live. And they grow them big down here. They grow them big. Yeah. But I mean, it's a common thing down here, but you just need good pest control. So, we've got, the bug folks that come out and will spray and get rid of them. And it's not an infestation or anything like the house was dirty or anything, or that, it's just new build, and it's just the way it is down here in Florida. Xanthe, should I even talk about the spiders? Should we talk about the spiders? No. You if you get some rest, April. I mean, I had it. I had it too, and man, it takes your energy, So, no worries. But I'm glad you stopped by for just a second. So, don't make it worse. Spiders. Well, it depends on the kind of spider. I mean, Yeah, they have these wolf spiders down here that. Yeah. One of the houses that the realtor was looking at for us was doing a video walkthrough. She went and had her phone and was in the shower and was, looking in the shower, and she went like this real fast, and then Tara's like, wait, back up. And so she backed up, and it was a wolf spider that big just up on the wall. Yes, wolf spiders eat other bugs. That's why I haven't killed any. It's the black widows and the brown recluses you got to worry about. What do you do with it, with the spider? I mean, we had one in the garage. We found a few in the garage, but I just leave them alone. A lot more lizards around here. We saw an iguana crossing the road the other day over on one of the other streets. We've seen. So far, because we're kind of in the boonies, April. If you haven't fallen asleep yet, we're kind of like out near a state park area and an intercoastal waterway, and there's bobcats that are in the area, armadillos. Gopher tortoises. There's a raccoon that we see a lot, the same raccoon that travels around this area. Have not seen a snake other than a dead one. But there are like monitor lizards. We have not seen any Burmese pythons yet, or gators. I mean, I've seen a gator. Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, we live less than a mile from the state park, the state forest area, and we plan on going riding on the trails and everything, and hopefully some kayaking again at some point. Because when we went to the beach the other day, we saw manatees in the ocean, swimming along the ocean or the coast, right offshore. We want to go hunting for shark teeth because there's up and along Minnesota Key here. is a big place where people hunt for shark's teeth, and they find some big ones, some great white teeth, and even megalodon. Wasn't that where the gator was? I don't. What where? What gator? Well, yes, up in the state park, up, but that was north of us. The state forest is next to us. I'm telling you, for some reason, Restream chat is super slow. But Kick chat is just moving along. I feel bad because I think I'm missing chat from some people. Except on Kick. W Kick. Yeah, but hopefully next week I can start doing my morning streams with my Watch Me Work. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not next week, but the week after, when get my back to finally fully heal. I can go say hi from the other places. That's okay. I am more worried about the gator than the bugs, but I will come over at some point, just not camping. Well, let me, if I get a chance to go out here to the state forest, which is just down the road, to check out what's out there, and I'll give you the gator report. I'll give you the gator report. So Jay, I got to figure out, what do I want to get? Do I want a Ford F-150 or a Toyota Tundra? And then I got to decide on a kayak. Toyota for sure. That's what I've been leaning towards. And I was talking to the Granite guy today, and he says that the Toyotas have a better resale value. The Fords don't. Z-Born, another vote for Toyota. All right. Nimi says Toyota. Are you a truck person? Nimi? Now, one of the things around here is that it seems the only thing you could find is crew cab. With Toyotas last forever. The crew cabs, like, man, I'd love the Jeep Gladiator. What I want is all right. Here's the thing. Here's the deal, right? So, one of the reasons we moved down here is so that we can start really getting out, getting out to have some adventures and kayaking, right? Kayaking was the big thing. But I'm sort of got the itch to get a boat also. GMC lover, but with the shit Trump, gotcha. Going Toyota, much cheaper, yeah. So I'm thinking, I was gonna go SUV, but we're also wanting to do various other projects. Not only, after we have somebody put in a screened patio in the back, we're gonna do some more landscaping in the back. So you do like a nice fire pit, do a Zen garden. I mean, we're gonna try to get as much grass out of the backyard as possible, so it doesn't have to be mowed. But we want to do some landscaping around the front of the house too, some nice pathways, stuff like that. So, and we're going to try to do that stuff ourselves. So we're going to go pick up, the materials. So we want to be able to haul materials, but also, be able to throw the kayaks and the bikes in the back of like the truck. So, and a lot of these crew cabs have like only about 4-foot beds, it looks like. That's okay. I get it. If you got to go to bed, Xanthi, that's no problem. Because I was gonna call it quits here in about a few minutes anyway, about 4:30. Because then Tara will be off at 5, and then I think I'm gonna see if we get Drive down to look at the granite, and then maybe go grab some sushi or something. But it's good. It was good to get back on stream, and I made sure my stuff was, my stuff was somewhat working. I didn't have too many technical issues. This is true. This is true. I hope to see everybody else streaming more. Jay, what's going on? What's going on with your streaming? Xanthi's been doing some streams here and there. Nimmy, what's your plans? Zborn, I don't know that. For a bit I saw you streaming a little bit. I streamed 3 days last week thinking, oh, what time? What time, and why did I not see it? I'm gonna assume you're streaming in the evening. Yeah. 9 a.m. Central. Huh. 9 a.m. Central, which is 10 for me now. Right? Because right now it should be like what? 3:24? Yeah. Well, hell. Maybe I wasn't paying attention like an idiot. Wait, but you're streaming mainly on Twitch? I've been trying to pull up, usually when I'm working multi-stream, I I try to pull up Kick and then Twitch. Like this is one of the few multi-streams I'm gonna be doing myself. I'm gonna go back to just sticking on Kick at the moment, unless it's with the girls. But I figured I'd multi-stream to give anybody else a chance, you know, to see me streaming and then jump on. And to me, that'll work. I mean, you know, it's perfectly fine if you just want to stream on the Fridays. That works. Got okay. All of those. All right. Well, I'll try to keep a better eye out then. If you are consistently streaming, I should start being able to catch some of your streams. Tara's usually, you know, she's at work, and then I'm usually doing stuff for the show. Now that I'm back, you know, getting things set up. Because there have been several days where I don't even look at anybody's streams, and because I've been just working on, you know, but having to attend to administrative stuff when it has to do the house and things down here, and then mainly paying attention to stuff I need to do for Redacted and David. But that's one of my big things right now. Now that we've made the move, is really getting more organized and doing better, getting a routine back together of doing content creation, some stuff for myself, you know, stuff for David, and then stuff for Redacted, and that sort of stuff. So I feel like I'm fidgeting a lot. I'm fidgeting. But yeah. It's been fun. I'm glad I was able to jump on and see a bunch of folks. Had a lot of people actually stop by. But yeah, I'm hopefully going to be getting into a consistent schedule soon. And we can all do some more catching up, do some gaming or whatever. Yeah. My buddy Doug back up in Indiana. He's kind of sad because, you know, we were trying to game a lot more when you know, before I left. Yes, Rob. I'm still on. Did I miss? Yeah. You probably said that a while ago, Rob. And I'm just now seeing it. There you go. Thank you. We made the move. To Florida from Indiana. Okay, Grim, you have a good night. It's supper time. All right, see you, Z. You just sat down? Good. All right, good. My restream is being weird to where some chat comes through right away, others it doesn't. So sometimes I feel like I miss it. How you doing, Rob? I mean, what's going on with you? I mean, man, trying to keep up with what's going on in the world of AI these days, I can't do it. I since we've been, you know, trying to get this move done, we started like back in June, right? I've hardly touched anything. You know, I mean, right now I'm using my main tool is like Chat GPT to do thumbnails for the YouTube channel that I'm working with. But I need to get back into Midjourney. Back into my t-shirt stuff. How's the thumb? How's the family? Yes, yes, I'm streaming both places. Or all three places, yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying you got demonetized, which it's ridiculous. But I don't know, you know, with the change in the guard, you know, with the change in management, maybe maybe try it again. I don't know. I really need to get my, you know, button gear and get back into doing some content creation and stuff like that. Because, like I said, I haven't been streaming for almost a month because of moving. so I'm, you know, now that we've made the move, and I'm never moving again. This is it. You know, I told Tara, my girlfriend, I said, you know, this is it. This is our forever home. So let's make a good go of it. So, yeah, because my studio sucks, right? My studio's, I haven't had a chance to set it up. Properly yet, so. But I got a couple AI projects that I want to work on. It's only, you know, I still got the t-shirt thing that I'm doing. Yeah, I get it. I'm like, yeah, I just need to find a couple of good video, you know, try to find a couple of good viral videos that people keep coming to watch. I streamed 3 days last week. Thank you very much. Oh, see, I'm reading Jay in Restream what you chatted like 10 minutes ago. Hey, good night, Nimmy. Good night, Xanthi. Good night, Z-Born. But I get it. I get it. About having to try to rebuild things. Did you? Nice. Nice. Yeah, I've got the coffee mug and the t-shirt hanging in the closet, and it is you'll be happy to know it is one of the things that survived the purge. Because when we were moving, it was like anything that I wasn't wearing a lot, we got rid of. You know, we just kind of decluttered. Really, you know, made a big effort to declutter for the move. So there's a lot of shirts that I hadn't worn in years that I got rid of, but you'll be happy to know In Between Stops shirt made the cut. Hoofy! Correct. I only have Kick. In the chat box, but I have Restream open. But yeah, I gotta start. I gotta make a concerted effort to dive back into Mid Journey. And start doing some more art. I think if you link Twitch to Lumi, it can show up in the chat box too if you wanted to. Not sure about the YouTube. Yeah, that's the one of the things now I'm gonna. Once I get up and running, then I got to start really streamlining stuff, right? I mean, to really take advantage of Lumia Stream and a few other things. I started messing with Social Stream Ninja. Which is like a free multi-stream chat app that also allows you to like pull up comments, highlight comments and everything. And it goes, it's by the same guy that does Video Ninja, which is also something I'm going to try to, take advantage of more. It's 4:36. So I'm going to say good evening to everybody. All right, Jay, Mr. Hoofy, Nemi, Zborn, Xanthi, April, Joseph Clough was here, Rob. I need to get shout outs and stuff working, so I'll do a better job next time. Hoofy was here. My friend Drail. We have a couple other people that showed up also. You can tell my battery's running down, but it's good to see you guys, and just be prepared. We're coming back. I'm going to be doing more. So thanks for coming to hang out with me, and I will catch you soon. Be sure to follow. Let's see. Does my stuff here? Let's see if this doesn't work. Nope, it's not working. I thought it was going to work. Wait, if I'm here. Nope, not working. How about socials? There you go. You can follow me on x.com/Grimskull. Come play Fortnite. Yeah, I do need to come play Fortnite with folks, because we got a lot of Fortnite players. So, all right. Good to see everybody. We'll catch you later. We will catch you guys soon. Bye bye.